Hey everybody. Uh, quote unquote Christian Prince mentioned in his book, amongst one of the important factors according to him, that supposedly lah, the word lah, is a reference to the Egyptian moon god. Now, first and foremost, because many Christians, they seem to have a problem, or many who call themselves Christians, seem to have a problem with the word Allah in the Arabic. And this is the basis for why he's making this claim, and we're going to look into that in a moment. First of all, we as Orthodox Christians, Eastern Orthodox Christians, we use the word Allah in our liturgy, so nobody dare say that the word Allah itself is illegitimate. Okay? The word Allah is proper in the Arabic language to be used for God, number one. And number two, the word lah is not the Egyptian moon god. See, he gets this from this article here, Tour Egypt, and I believe the person who made this claim is James D.G. Dunn, or Jimmy Dunn. He is a New Testament scholar, and this shows you, by the way, that you cannot rely on Protestant scholars for most of the time. I would advise anyone at this point to, if you want to consider a theologian, consider an Eastern Orthodox theologian and nothing else. Okay? Now, that being said, why is this the case? Why is he wrong using the word lah? Let us go down here. This is a simple confusion of a letter. Notice that the letter L and I look very similar. Now, I typed in I. Let me type in I in the search bar again here. What did I type in here? This is not an L. Let me say that again. What I just typed in here, this is an L. This is not an L. Okay? Now, this is an L. You see, it's being highlighted here as an L. This, see, looks exactly the same, but it's not an L, it's an I, as you can see being highlighted here. Now let me type down L in capital. You see this highlighted. And here we see the reference. Little is really known. However, among ancient references, we do seem to find papyrus of Ani, several references to the god, though here his name has been translated as Lah. So Jimmy Dunn says it has been translated as Lah, supposedly. Let's read the chapter. A spell to come forth by day and live after dying. Words spoken by the Osiris Ani, O one bright as the moon god, and here he thinks is La, but look, I typed in L, it's not highlighted. So this can't be La, because it's not. It's Yah. Now let me type it in. You see? I-A-H. Highlighted. So Mr. quote-unquote Christian Prince confused the I in Yah for an L. And to show you further, give you further proof, here on the Wikipedia article is the same entry. Again, this is not La, this is Yah. Here, Yah, Yo, or Ah, not La. It is not an L. Okay? And now, see, this is the problem. Now, quote-unquote Christian Prince mentioned this in his book Against Islam, and he's going to deceive many people. And this is not Christian. This is not Christ-like. We are supposed to do a thorough research. And doesn't Mr. quote-unquote Christian Prince always say that he does not follow, or we should not follow priests, or we should not follow people blindly? First of all, priests, they have their authority. I mentioned this in a previous video. But if they're wrong, they're still wrong. We are not following something that is wrong, no matter it comes from whom. We have to check it. But quote-unquote Christian Prince who boasts about, and this is what happens when you boast about yourself and you become arrogant in that way. It's a subtle remark of arrogancy right there, of pride, to say about yourself, oh, look, I am a deep thinker. I think deeply. No, you don't have to say that, but people will realize that themselves. No, Mr. quote-unquote Christian, you think very shallow, and you took this from a Protestant scholar, I believe, Jimmy Dunn, without doing your own personal research. and you were wrong. And again, your pride and your arrogance is probably going to get in the way of you correcting yourself, because after all, you've written this whole book. If you have any ounce of honesty left in you, you would still say, even though I have written this whole book, even though it's going to be a great embarrassment for me to admit this, I must admit this because it's the right thing to do. Sorry, Muslims. Sorry, world. Sorry, anyone. It was not La. It was Ya. I confused the I for an L. Let's see if you can do that.